Welcome everybody to Tales of Diademia. We are here with episode 8, I believe. Um but before we start, let's do some announcements. For those of you that do not know, next month we here at Jetty DM and at FNH Paul and at Queen Corby and at Superdog 18 and at okay, now the rest of us stream. Everyone here is
I don't
gonna
know
be
why you even put me in it because I don't stream either.
but Hunty, you do kind of, sort of.
I think
I've
you got about
seen
like
Pokemon shiny things happening on your channel.
No, 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 no. No, he's lying. Don't.
But
really.
next year, she's gonna have her own DM show. Well, DM show campaign. So
Yeah, that I did. Oh my god, hold on.
it's the children. I knew it.
Yeah.
But
There's about 247 people who know she streams.
you just looked over on her channel to see how many people were following.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, I know it's like ballpark around the 300 mark. I couldn't remember the exact number though.
But yes, next month you can find all of these lovely shows, whichever ones are being, streamed, on the Dungeon Mechanics Twitch channel. So if you have not already, which I'm pretty sure everyone present has, go over to Dungeon Mechanics and give it a follow because we're pretty much just gonna start streaming all the D&D shenanigans there. You can catch us at our singular channels for streaming, everything else, but we're gonna try and streamline it so that when we're actually streaming, you only have to go to one place. Other than that, there is currently 2 different challenge reward community challenges going on currently. If you have not already, you can donate up to 2,000 points, 2,000 channel points per stream to try and get those goals achieved. Any layover will be carried over to Dungeon Mechanics, and I'll just subtract the amount that it's currently in, as FNH Paul has currently contributed to both. We are getting close. But yes, as soon as those happen, they'll pretty much be happening in game. I'll announce it as is happening. Anyways, where do we leave off last episode? I'm pretty sure a bunch of people almost died. Going back, some people got brought back to life. Going back further, shenanigans. Basically, our heroes arrived back from fighting the Spider Queen, which was not nice. Adalray proceeded to yell at Zotair for, not giving them the heads up of the fact that which they found out at dinner, his ex, is kind of batshit crazy. So, with that added into the mix, we also go back a couple of more episodes where Coffee, Orgy, Artists, Oem, were fighting at the church, and ultimately they ended up making their way to Calamar's Infernal Emporium, which is where Artists and Orgy are at present. Dargo in the last episode also went to check the fortifications of Fort Demon's Creek, which is one of the community channel points rewards. Basically making sure that if they were to get attacked again, that they're better prepared and they kind of know what their weaknesses are and how to go from that. So, presently, they went to dinner with Zotair, found out some things about his ex, also found out some other things. Ultimately, Zotair just didn't want to talk to his ex, and he sent everybody else that he could to go fight her, even though he didn't say specifically not to fight her, because they probably might almost 100% times 1,000 die.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah.
That's basically
I
it.
mean, he's a centaur, but he's a little man, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, ultimately, when Adalre found out about this, she also found out after Zotair sent away Fang and the others long enough for them to talk privately.
Rudely.
I feel like he could have just like did another thing where like they couldn't hear what Adalre and him were talking about, and then like it would have been way less rude. But
I love how you're the one who did it, and you're the one who's like,
it's
I feel like they could have done it in a less
you
rude
forced
manner.
my hand, and you were just like, "Am I right?" Yeah. Like
it wasn't
it was
even
like
me who did it. It was Adalre was like, Adalre was like, just fucking, we're all right here. Just say it. I'm like, say it. What's up? And then it's just like, no,
no, you don't get to hear. Anyways,
super secret.
After their lovely, lovely dinner, Dargo and Akris also came to join towards the end. But Fang's old friend, Hart, showed up. I guess it's technically Fang and Artis's old friend, but Artis wasn't there, so it's still just Fang's old friend. He showed up, and Adalre started getting some weird vibes from him. So she's like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And then when she went to go talk to him, another person walked out of his flesh, like, boop. It turns out this other person was Genevieve Riviere, who apparently is the sister to Vladimir Riviere, who is currently in the body of Bastin Alsatian, who was the current prisoner that Fang and Dargo and the others brought back to Valoran?
Y'all keeping track at home? There's gonna be a quiz later.
Words are hard. The place, the elven city that they're at currently. Anyways, after Adalre saw this woman come out of Hart, obviously she didn't trust her. So turns out this woman wants to get to the Feywilds. Adalre was like, no. And then they went back, and ultimately dinner ended, and they made their way back to the area. Adalre also found out that there's a certain item that she ultimately needs to bring back to the Feywilds. So since she didn't have any reason of being presently there, she decided, let's go back home. So she, told Zotair to bring her the item. He did. Fang volunteered to go with Adalre, and then the two of them ultimately, went into this portal that Zotair made. And Adalre sensed, similar evil in that area, so, they went in anyway. As soon as they arrived, everything was black. They couldn't see anything, and that's kind of where we're at present.
Yeah, fun stuff.
This is why you never split the party in like 6 different places. There's just too much recap to take place.
I love how you're telling us that when you did it.
It's because of scheduling, okay?
I know, but you're playing it off like we decided to do that. Like we're the ones who were like, we need to split the party. You were like, all right, so based on scheduling, we're gonna split the party. You can sip your watermelon all you want. That doesn't change the fact that that's what you did.
Anyways, so we're gonna, let those two simmer there for a minute, and we're gonna go over to the famous, awesome Infernal Emporium. Anyways, wherever Calamari is currently. So, Artis, you have currently been in the midst of getting plane shifted to match the Fort Demon's Creek area. And as you're just sitting there, this very large spider queen appears just in the shop. Just boop, giant spider lady, Drider person, and she's just not looking happy. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna say beforehand. I'm gonna say this beforehand. It wasn't my fault.
Ooh.
Fighter.
Oh no.
Bro, you gotta do. We weakened her. I promise I would not set you up for failure like this.
But it's like the 7 level sending a 3 level to go check the part by himself. It never ends well.
No. We did in fact weaken her. Not really much at all. They did in fact
remove the other part. You just have to put in the new one.
How would artists handle this?
Artists, how would you handle this?
That's a good question. I don't. So how big is this emporium? Like, is she taking up like the whole thing?
The emporium is like relative space. Generally, like it's not real space when you think about it, but generally she's not like cramped against the ceiling or anything like that. She's just like standing there. But she's taking up a lot of the.
I'm gonna hide.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Okie dokie.
Don't die.
7.
Okay, you're not hiding. It's fine. Fang tried to do the same thing, and it didn't work, so.
Wow, Fang failed a stealth check.
Oh, okay, we're not gonna go there currently because there might be residual salt. Just saying.
No. I'm surprised because he's a rogue.
There was no failure of a stealth check. There was a DM pulling some bullshit, is what.
Okay.
And the salt sees you. I rolled a 37, and yep, she sees you.
Wow. Okay.
There was a misinterpretation of what true sight was, is what I will say, and that was all I will say about it.
Okay, you can't just put that out there. She also had true sight.
So
that doesn't do what you thought it did.
No, but she also saw you anyway. But yeah, she definitely sees you, Artis.
So I'm gonna.
Mirror comes over to you. He's like, "Did you invite a friend?"
I'm confused.
Like you're trying to hide behind, I imagine, some object that can relatively fit you. And this satyr man just walks up to you, like, completely pointing you out as he talks.
What? No, I don't have any friends here, I don't think.
Mock us on the ceiling.
And I'm just gonna I'm like glancing between the satyr and this giant spider queen.
What? The spider queen like looks at you and roll a perception check.
Okay. It's gonna be a natural 20 with a 25.
Okay. Out the corner of your eye, you see Calamar just up in the top rafter corners of his shop, and he just like stares this spider queen down. I'll be back in a minute. And he just vanishes into like brimstone and fire as Mirror just like looks at you. So I take it she's not your friend?
Nope. Don't know any giant spiders. Do I know Mirror or no? I can't.
Yeah, he brought you to where you are.
That's
yeah.
No, Mirror. I don't know any giant spiders. Let's see, I'm gonna use message and try and talk to the spider and ask her what she's doing here.
Okay, what are you saying?
Hello. How did you get here and what are you doing here?
She looks at you and kind of like hisses. What am I doing here? You. And she like walks over. You hear just like clomp, clomp, clomp as her spider legs are just like going into the ground. and she just picks up the table and moves it out of the way and looks down at you. Answer me. Where am I?
I know where I'm at. You are in the wonderful Emporium.
It's the Infernal Emporium, but yeah, close.
Thank you, Mirror. Appreciate it. You're in the something Emporium. Yeah.
Why am I here?
Well, can I get your name first?
No, you cannot.
Well then, Spider. I don't know why you're here.
And
I'm here for scheduling conflicts.
as you're crouched down there, she pulls out one of her blades.
Nope.
And she goes to, like, just aim it in your general direction, and then she vanishes.
Okay, she was about to catch a fireball.
No, she wasn't.
What?
And shortly after, Calamar shows back up, and he's just, like, dusting off his kimono. Right. Where were we? Where is Fang? Is he upstairs still looking at his sword?
I grab Calamar, like grab him and like shake him. You pompous idiot! What am I doing here?
Okay, first, please let go of the expensive fabrics. Second, we are almost at Fort Demon's Creek.
Then why am I in this Emporium?
Consider it your vessel to get you there safely.
Oh, so this is a traveling plane?
It's a plane. It's not really traveling. It's being bound currently. Are you familiar with plane shifting?
Only a little bit.
Well, essentially, consider my place static. Just, off in the realms. And your Demon's Creek place is, like, all the way over here. And I'm just, like, beep, boop, beep, 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 sending a signal out to there. And once I get it, I can latch onto it. And then we can be here and there, kind of in the same space.
I see. I look around at the Emporium. Would you mind if I took a look around?
Yes.
You do mind?
I do.
Well, then I'm definitely gonna do it. And I turn around and I start to walk away. And this Emporium, is it like a magical store or is it more of like a library-ish place?
It's a weird mixture. There's, like, different levels to it, and they all go off into different sections of whatever magical related shops you might think.
I'm going to, can I see like any specifics about these shops so I know like where to go?
Roll a perception check.
All right. Yeah, it's not that, just you can just say no.
It's weird. There's, like, think of it like you ever look in the mirror and it catches that infinite reflection type deal, and it's just like,
yeah.
It's kind of a mixture of that and, like, not at the same time. You find when you focus on one thing, that's the more prevalent shop that kind of appears. But if you're not focusing on anything, it's just like endless chaos. Just
I'm just gonna look around and try and find anything about God, what is even going on? Um, I'm gonna look around for anything relating to whatever's going on in the campaign right now. I've been trying to keep up with the Discord, but I have no idea.
You're looking for like, trying to think, like war stuff
Yeah,
or okay,
yeah, like anything relating to like war, strategy, and tactics.
okay. Um, doesn't take you too long, but one of the shops has quite a few different books in it, obviously of magical variety. Calamar's just like walking behind you as you're, perusing his wares. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Do you have anything relating to past wars, strategies, or any like type of tactical books that were used in those wars?
Yes.
I'd like to see where those are.
Hmm. Are you sure?
Yes, Mr. Calamar.
The tiefling walks over to a shelf and he grabs a relatively big book, weighs it in his hand, then hands it off to you.
Um, I open the book and start to read it.
Okay.
Like I look around for like a stool or a chair, sit down and try
You
and pop it open.
you get like as comfortable as you can, like not old man sitting at a rocking chair, but close. You sit down, open this book, and the pages are all blank, and you're just like, "What is this?"
Mr. Calamar, I think there's something wrong with your book.
My,
Can I do an investigation on it?
My book is
Just
broken. Roll Arcana.
Arcana. All right. So that's gonna be a 16.
You do see that there's various magic seals at each corner of the so you have like the pages and then the corners of the actual book bindings.
Yeah.
And then when you turn the pages, the seals like change minutely just to something different.
Wow.
He's
So
like, this puzzle in the book.
the way you just described that, I'm gonna have to decrypt every single page. Um, I'm gonna try and start decrypting these spells.
Okay. As you're doing that, Mirror kind of runs in a panic. Mr. Calamar, sir, we have arrived. Just waiting on you. And Calamar's like, excuse me, I will be back again. And he kind of like exits out. And then Mirror like walks over to you as you're just like looking at these pages, like flipping same one back and forth, seeing how much the symbols change. Are you okay?
Yes, Mira, I'm doing all right. Just trying to figure out what's going on with this book.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Yay.
Yay! I get the sound of Halo when you like kill the little whatchamacallit things and they turn into confetti and it's just like the kids.
Grunts.
Yeah.
Birthday party.
13.
You turn one of the pages and like it feels as if the room moved, but you're fairly certain because you look around that the room didn't move, but you definitely move as you just like tumble off the stool and onto the ground. And Mirror like looks at you. Oh right, I should have told you to brace yourself.
I look up from the ground, disgruntled. Yes, Mirror, that would been very helpful.
But that's a good thing. We've arrived, so grab your book and let's go. And he just like.
And I get up, dust myself off, pick the book up, look where Mirror went. Not today. Not today. And I follow where he runs off to.
Okay. So he runs out to Calamar, and Calamar is kind of like standing at the forefront of the shop. You see him like tracing his finger over just this area in the room. And this door like appears, but it's not like a door like with the handle and everything. It's just like a door frame. The frame turns into like light for a couple of seconds and then like dims away, and you can see kind of like a veil into Fort Demon's Creek, and you see like soldiers and stuff just like moving on and about. We have arrived, artists.
Thank you, Mr. Calamar. It was quite a quick trip, but could not say it was uneventful.
Yes. Well, I'm going to assist your tabaxi friend. In the meantime, and he kind of like touches the top of your forehead, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
It's gonna be 25.
Okay. You feel like information being downloaded into your brain very fast. And after it's over, he removes his finger. All right, you should have the necessary information to allow your friends to come here if they need to. You just need to be at Fort Demon's Creek, and then you'll see where the veil is.
Wonderful. And I reach out my hand to shake Calamar's hand.
He just like ushers you quickly out of his shop, and he's like, "It's fine. Have a good time."
Can I do a an unarmed strike to like stomp on his foot?
You can try. You can certainly try.
You know, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Oh gosh.
That's gonna be a nat 20 for 24.
Okay. A, that's really brave of you, and then B, 24 does not hit. So, you watch as he just looks at you, and you feel this like ushering push. It's more of like, get the fuck
Before
out.
he does that, before he does that, I have like a picture look of innocence, like, what? Like, what's going on? You okay?
Goodbye, artist. And you're like shunted out into the veil, and you step into what appears to be Fort Demon's Creek. Make a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of like stand there for a little bit and just look around, and that's a 9.
So Prince Dyer walks over to you. I'm sorry. Who are you? And how did you get here?
I haven't seen your face before.
Neither have
Why are you
I seen
asking who I
yours.
am?
Well, you are arriving in a place that is new to you, I would imagine. Not new to me. So, by me asking who you are, it's kind of like you're in my territory. Although this isn't technically my territory, but you know how the rules go.
You say so. I am here to see Fang.
Fang, you say?
Yes.
What does he look
I
like?
heard he was here. He looks like Fang.
That's very least descriptive term possible. I am trying to find out if you are a good person or a bad person, and I am very close to chopping your head off.
He looks like a lizard person.
Ah, okay. That's better. That's an actual descriptor. Well, he is not here presently. He is back at Vahale. I think that's how you spell it. Vahale? Anyways, he's back
with
in
a
Elder
T.
City.
Like Tahale, I think is what it is.
Oh!
Or something of that
Like
Tahale.
hot tamale.
There we go. Oh, I'm thinking of the other campaign. There we go.
I
Thank
am-
you, Dargo.
yeah, I
Actually
was-
taking notes.
Bro, you were like mushing so many plot lines together into one.
Yes, this is why
And-
I'm never splitting
And
apart.
artists, you understand that there are more than just me as far as lizard folk are concerned, right? It's like me walking up. I'm looking for artists. Who is artist? He's a human. Obviously, I know exactly who you're talking about. What?
There's only one.
There's only one human in the entire world. There's only one lizard folk in the entire place.
But there's
Like
only
everything
one
that I'm
thing.
remembering is like from way back, like season 1.
I ain't changed that much. Basic descriptors are still there.
Well, you just missed your friend. Well, I imagine he's your friend. They just made their way back to Tale.
Very well. You said your name was Prince
Dyer.
Prince Dyer. What can you tell me about what's going on here?
This is Fort Demon's Creek. It is just that, a fort. Your friends have recently fortified it, kept it from going into the hands of the Triperian Empire.
That's good, and I suppose that they're helping you out.
No, well, I was helping them out. I am returning back to Scion.
See, so this attack on Fort Demon's Creek, how bad was it? And I kind of look around. Is
There
it
was no
mostly
casualties
repaired?
on our part, and aside from a slight breach, we were able to make sure the airships did not actually infiltrate our area. So overall, it's looking pretty good.
Thank you, Prince Dyer. Would you mind if I had a look around, see if I could find anyone else that I know?
Sure. Sure. I'll stay a bit longer.
You don't need to do that, Prince Dyer. If you have urgent business to attend to, you are more than welcome to.
Oh no, I'll be
Leave.
staying a bit longer.
All right. Well then, would you care to join me?
No.
Very well then. I walk away and try and find anyone that can give me some more information as to like what the party's been doing.
Okay. As you're doing that, Adalare and Fang make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 4.
Oh, no.
Starting off strong.
Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. Wisdom, you say?
Yeah.
7.
Oh, no. So the two of you are in this like darkness area, and as you're trying to catch your bearings, you see as it starts to like latch out and more or less attack you, various twines of tendrils and other things rapidly shoot out, kind of like, think of it as like shadow darts or whatever, but they shoot out and across, and they're hitting you from like all sides to the point that you're not exactly sure where your orientation is at this point. But because of it, you take a total of, it's going to be some ridiculous amount of damage. Oh no. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba. You both rolled really low, right? Okay. That is 50 points of necrotic damage.
Yikes!
Just so I'm clear, that was 5-0?
Yeah.
You got another character drawn up there, Queen? Because I don't know about you. I know Fang can't take another one of those.
Did y'all forget to like long rest before you left or something? I feel like y'all just hopped in.
I was full health.
Oh man.
I was full
yeah,
health.
we were full health. Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I can take another 50 points of damage.
Y'all need
I'm not playing a. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter this time around.
Help, Dark.
Don't play tank this time. What happened? Get hit with tank-like damage.
So as these like tendrils like hit into your flesh, you feel its necrotic energy just like radiate off of you. It hurts a lot. It's a big stingy ow. What would you like to do?
What the hell did you roll for that? Like 50? Jesus. Anyway, is the portal still open behind us?
No.
Let me see. Yeah.
And there's just darkness around us. Like we can't see shit.
Yes.
Can I try to cast? Can I try to cast protection from good and evil?
Okay.
She's gonna touch Fang's shoulder and cast protection of evil and good. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Well, Adalri, I can't see shit. He draws.
Oh, good. So it's not just me.
So he draws the soul sword and is just kind of like at the. He doesn't think it's gonna do shit, but he's definitely gonna try to hack at any tendrils that come out. Like I'm just fighting shadows here with this fucking sword.
As you cast that Adalri, you feel like that brim of protection radiating over you and Fang. Can I have you both make a perception check?
That's a 24.
Perception 20.
Okay. You don't see anything, obviously, but you do hear like kind of like a giggle, laughter.
Quit hiding and show yourself. We know you're here.
Now, why would I do something like that? Princess.
It's pretty cowardly to hide.
It's worked for me so far.
With the perception check that we got, are we able to get a ballpark direction where this thing is?
With as high as you rolled, it feels as if any direction that you're looking in generally. That's like the way the sound's coming from.
Fucking hate magic.
I think all of your characters hate magic, even the magic.
Not all.
Who are you and what's going on?
This place isn't yours anymore, princess.
Care to explain?
Not particularly.
Well, I think you do owe me an explanation. Come show
it?
yourself so I can look at you in the eye, so we can talk.
No.
Whose place is this now?
It belongs to the queen.
Queen who?
Queen of...
Who is this queen that you speak of?
I guess I could tell you before I kill you. Queen Midna.
Would Adalre know who this person
Fang
is?
looks at Adalre like, who the fuck is that?
Roll a, I don't know, history check. Adalre roll with advantage, maybe?
4.
Fang's
15.
on par to where he should probably be.
He's like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh gosh. Adalre with the 15, you would know Queen Midna is known to some in the Feywild as the Shadow Queen. Basically, she just wants to watch the world burn. Kind of like worse than the sorceress off of Sleeping Beauty. Just, you didn't invite me to the party, so I'm gonna curse your child type deal. Just like negative energy all the time.
Yeah, Maleficent had some reasons that they retconned in there to make it more make sense. But that's neither here nor there. Great movie though. You should definitely watch it. One of the better Disney live actions
with Angela.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna go too off tangent, but I have not.
Now let's just talk about that and forget about the pain. Let's just forget about the pain that's being caused right now. Let's just talk about Maleficent. I didn't watch the second one. Anybody else? I'm sorry.
So Fang can clearly see something in Adalre's face that would announce this is concerning.
Oh no. Fuck it. Fang is gonna take one of his torches. Actually, no, his hooded lantern, and light that and see if that casts any sort of actual light in this place.
Okay. As you do it, probably to what you suspected, you can see the fire. It's just not producing any like.
It's not going out anywhere. Okay, cool. Well, oh my god, I'm gonna slip into an accent. I had a feeling that wouldn't work, but I figured it was worth a shot.
Queen Midna, you say?
Mm-hmm.
So what of the Feywilds people? What of their ex-king and queen? What happened to them?
You mean your mom and dad?
What happened to their majesties?
They're still here somewhere. For now.
Who exactly are we speaking to right now?
We don't know. They didn't give their name.
That's what I was trying to ask them right now. Fang is asking the childlike voice that is coming from the darkness.
They don't have a name.
So you're multiple beings then?
No. And yes.
Confusion never ends. Allow me to kind of looks at it, Dalray. Well, would it be too much to ask to just leave? Would it?
Or bring us before the Shadow Queen herself?
She would eradicate you. I'm just playing with you.
Well, I'm sorry to spoil your fun, but I really don't feel like playing.
It's not very consensual. You know, consent is very important.
Perhaps.
So they, okay. So like are we standing like so what we're standing at right now, is it like just the void underneath us, or is it like ground?
It feels like ground from what you're standing on, but it's just like black when you look down.
Okay, so like I'm not looking.
Stuff is around you, but
black. Okay, so we're in a void. Got it.
What is this darkness we're trapped in? This isn't native to the Feywilds.
No, the Shadow Queen brought it with her.
What is she using it for?
Did you not get a taste of it?
Is there any way to call it off?
Why would you do something like that?
Well, quite frankly, I didn't like the pain that it gave myself and my companion.
But they rather enjoyed it. It was very, very enjoyable.
I'm struggling here because I'm like, there's no way based on everything that this creepozoid is fucking saying, there's no way for me to intimidate this motherfucker. Like, I'm not gonna be able to persuade this thing. Like, I'm kind of grasping at straws here. What the hell we're supposed to be doing? Because you said the portal's closed behind us, so we've got no way out of this right now.
Can I sense any magical energy like to like a certain point? Like, I'm pretty sure the darkness is probably magic, but is there a way for Adalric to kind of like pinpoint a bigger mass of energy within this darkness?
Check.
$18.
You focus your energy, Adalre, sensing the area within the Feywild to try and find a mass of power or radiance coming from any direction, really. And the only thing that you can seem to get that is pumping out that type of power is the item that Zotair gave you to bring back to the Feywild.
I don't know. Fang doesn't know about that. The nuke in your pocket, right? Okay. So you cast Protection Good and Evil. So like I felt that as well, correct? Like kind of feel what feels like some level of like protection from whatever the fuck this is.
Sure. Well,
that's not a yes or a no.
Well, you don't know.
Did the spell
only protects you from Fey? Like you haven't been attacked again since she cast it, so you don't know if.
Fang running out of ideas. Let's see what we find over this way. And Fang is just going to start walking forward.
Okay. You walk forward maybe 10 feet and you appear behind a Dalray and you kind of like walk up next to her.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So we're in a pocket dimension, right? Like this isn't even the Fae. Like we got intercepted or something, right? Because this feels very intercepted, not a real place kind of place. Last time I was in a not a real place like this, I was, well, it was essentially purgatory. And this feels real purgatoresque. I imagine you just saw Fang walk into darkness and then walk up behind you.
Dalray is going to take Fang's hand and try to cast Misty Step in any direction.
Okay.
If she can.
Well, Fang you find as Dalray like touches your hand, she misty steps. She vanishes but appears shortly after next to you.
Okay.
So what is your end goal here? Simply to play until we die?
You don't hear anything.
Why do I feel like that's worse?
I don't know. I'm running out of ideas here. In darkness, I don't know who we're up against. But all I know is that Queen Midna is not someone to be messing with. And I fear for the fate of the king and queen of the Feywilds.
Yes, but I'm not trying to be rude or downplay what you're feeling right now with your emotions and, well, everything that's going on with the Feywild, but we are honestly going to need to worry about that once we figure out how to get out of where we are. I'm going to take one of the ball bearings out of my bag, and I'm just going to throw it forward and see what happens.
You feel a plunk hit you in the back of the head.
I'm gonna try to cast Counterspell on this darkness.
Doesn't work. It's not anything that you can see presently. The spell slot doesn't get used, but you find that like as you're trying to focus the intertwining energies of the counterspell, it's just not hitting anything.
And Adalray just stands there and just starts trying to think of something else she can do. Getting a bit frustrated.
Yeah,
thanks. In your pocket, princess. That energy. I want it.
I'm sorry, but it is not yours to have. You bring me to the king and queen. I give it to them. Maybe you can ask them if you could have it then.
I could bring your dead corpse to the king and queen. Would you like that?
Only if you show yourself.
You watch Adalray as just for you, the darkness kind of like forms into the image of some type of humanoid. They look at you. They stare. And then they smile. And then the image kind of like fades back into the darkness.
Was it like a full image or it was just like a shadowy figure?
Shadowy figure?
That's not what I meant. And you still haven't given us your name.
Well, they don't have a name, so there's no name to give.
You never wished for a name.
Why would I?
Good point. This energy that you're feeling coming from my pocket, why do you want it?
It's new. It's interesting. I like new.
That's
and
not a very
interesting.
good. That's not a very good reason.
What reason would you have me give?
Like an actual proper reason. More like a use for this energy. I'm assuming you would probably want to take it to your queen. If she is your queen, that is.
She's my queen. But the energy is nice.
Nice.
Powerful. Strong.
She kind of looks to Fang. Prepare yourself.
Fang is already like in like, I guess like fucking big sand.
Adara is gonna take the thing out of her pocket and open it.
You see this bright light, Fang and Adalre, coming off of this item. Bright enough to kind of like lighten the area that you're in. You can see the ground, grass, not protruding out enough to see like the sky or anything like that. But while this item is unsheathed, it is producing enough light to keep this darkness at bay. You see, it's powerful.
So it seems.
Yeah, no. Like, am I hearing this thing keep asking for this fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not well versed in well, all of this. But I do know a bad deal when I hear it.
Come along, Fang. And she just starts walking with this thing in her hand to see if this box will protect her from the negative energies from this darkness.
Fangs stays very close.
As y'all are walking through, you're proceeding. The ground texture kind of seems to be like your guide. It is changing with each step that you're taking. Doesn't seem like it's repeating. And the darkness is just like kept at bay.
We didn't happen to get an idea of where it spat us out, did we?
Unfortunately not. I think we're going to be wandering for a while.
Wandering's better than dying, I suppose.
Can Adalray tell from like the type of like flora and fauna like she sees on the ground? Can she kind of guess where they're at?
Make a nature check.
19 plus 2, so 21.
Okay. Just outside of like your main kingdom, there's this vibrant forest. You know it as the forest of many trees. Basically, there is all types of fauna here, and by how things are looking presently, you think you're in the forest of many trees.
Well, we're not too far from my kingdom. If I have to take a guess, she's kind of like examining the grass on the ground. I think we might be in the forest of many trees, which is to the east of my kingdom.
Fang is like looking around and kind of like just keeping an eye on like the darkness, just seeing if he can spot anything moving through there. And as soon as she says the forest of many trees, he stops and just kind of turns his head and looks at her. I'm sorry, the forest of many trees?
Yes, Fang.
That's
forest.
That's what you've named this place.
I personally didn't name it.
I'm sorry, I was expecting something much more, I guess, fairy?
She kind of raises a brow to you, not amused.
I'm gonna blame it on the headache right now, but yeah, let's just the forest of many trees next to the river of wet water
and she gets up and looks at you, Fang. I don't take kindly to you insulting my homeland, Fang. This is your one and only warning.
Fang kind of like drops his head a little bit, like, I use humor to lighten the mood and to distract us from the impending darkness that has yet to relinquish itself from around us.
Well, lighten up the humor a bit more from now on.
As you wish.
Fang,
thank you.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Charisma saving throw?
Yes.
That's an 18.
Okay. You start to hear sounds off in the distance coming throughout this forest. Adari, you hear nothing.
Am I able to make out what the sounds are, or I'm just hearing noises?
It's mostly noises, kind of like whispering sounds, things of that nature.
Adalri's just gonna like take out a compass and try to like see where they're at, so she can kind of make a guess on which way they should be walking to get back.
Okay, as you're doing that.
Adalri, I'm meaning this with this is not me making a joke. This is me simply asking a question.
He's like, fuck, I already used my one out.
I use my one like oops-a-daisy on a bad joke about the river of wet.
Does your forest of many trees have crazy people?
It's kind of like there's not like spirits in these woods, correct?
Would Adalri know this? Like, would she know anything?
To the weird degree, like sure there's spirits like around, but not like
the kind of the undead kind, based on what I'm hearing. Are you hearing that by chance, or is that death?
No.
good, good, good. I
And
mean, it's
as
terrible.
you're talking, Fang, the whispers are getting like louder. It's very faint at first. Then it's
as they get
gradually
louder,
increasing.
as it gets louder, is it just kind of becoming? Is it more like white noise, or am I able to make out any words?
It's a mixture of white noise, some languages that you don't know, some that you do. The words are very like faint, just like non-structured, non-sentence,
Nonsense.
like just
Okay.
random.
Can I tell which direction the noise is coming from?
Similar to when they were talking to you, it's just whichever direction you're looking at the time.
All right. Well, you said east.
Dolly has the compass in her hand. She's looking. Yes. So we are going that way.
Well, I suggest we hurry because that whispering is getting louder.
I don't hear anything.
Dalray, if there was ever a time for you to trust me, now would be it.
Very well. Let's get moving. And she leads on.
Y'all are progressing through the forest. Fang, you start to now see things off in the distance. The light that is protruding and keeping your area safe still doesn't block like the darkness up ahead. You can still see like the impending doom that y'all are walking around or in. But in the darkness, there's various images that appear to you of people throughout your lifetime that you've lost.
Fuck.
Whether more prevalent or just people that died because of a mission you were on, you're just seeing all these faces.
Is the sword doing anything weird in my hand?
No.
No? Okay. Fang is going to keep that little tidbit to himself as we continue to walk.
I will not tell the lady I'm walking with that I'm crazy. I will not do it.
Look, I already told her I'm hearing whispers. I don't want it to be, I see dead people. She's going to be like, why the fuck did I drag this kid with me? What was I thinking?
They're here.
Oh, gosh.
Dolore, make a intelligence saving throw.
So that's a nat 20 for 22.
Okay. You hear in your mind a voice familiar to you. My dear, you need to get out of there now. It is not safe. As Genevieve probes into your mind.
How are you speaking to me right now?
There's spells. Such as sending.
You can send to different planes of existence.
Did I mention who my brother was?
Well, for once, I agree. I know I need to get out of here. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do here. Do you have any ideas on how to get out?
I might be able to work up something. Stand by.
Very well. Adara just stops walking.
Fang, you're just like...
Fang carries on for a few more steps and then is like, what? Like sword up, like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
And you just see like Adara just like...
Goku.
Like she's...
Like...
like she's just thinking of something.
So Fang is just like, are we good?
She opens her eyes and looks at you. My apologies. I received a sending message. You remember Genevieve Riviere I told you of earlier?
Yes.
Well, she just contacted me and unfortunately, I still don't trust her. But we do need to get out of here. And she said she might have a way to get us out.
Well, I guess that's about the best path we can go right now.
I'm just waiting to hear back from her.
Let's hope your little box of light holds out for us.
It should hold just fine.
What exactly is this?
I cannot tell you.
Fang is about to put, like, when I look in the box, do I see, and like, what do I see? Because now I'm in front of her. So, like, turning around looking, like, what looks like?
It just looks like bright light.
Like, it just looks like there's almost like just like a fucking flashlight in there.
More like she's holding like a sun, and you can't see through the sun enough because of the light to see what the item actually.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm just like essentially staring into a fucking flashlight, essentially. He kind of looks into the box and then kind of back to you and is desperately wanting to push the like what the fuck, but also is not about to do that right now.
Is just like, I trust you. Trust me.
He's like, there's not hard. There's not easy thing to do right now. But we are surrounded in darkness, and I don't want you to close that box. So I'm gonna chill. We gonna chill for a minute. You're gonna be the last person I see, and I would rather you not murder me, or close the box and let.
Adari kind of looks at you, Fang. Are you doing all right? Do you still hear those voices?
Yeah, they're they're a little closer, and I might. Well, I think the darkness and the light is playing tricks on me a little bit. It looks like this. Faces in the void.
We'll be all right, Fang. Just take a deep breath.
Is there any faces in particular that like stand out amongst them, or are they all just kind of like blending between one and the other?
At first, it's almost like chronological order, and you're just like, I don't remember killing that.
It's like that guy wasn't my fucking.
Yeah, that doesn't.
That guy wasn't my fault. That guy was deaf. That guy had it coming. That guy screwed up my order.
But then, the faces start to get more real. And there's one that persists beyond all the others.
Boy or girl?
Female.
Mm-hmm. Elvish, by chance?
You know, if you had to take a guess.
Yeah, take a guess. I would hope not to see what the answer would actually be here. Is that where we go? I would really hope that I wouldn't get the answer correct in this scenario. So yeah, Fang is just kind of like glancing around and kind of noticing some of the faces. None of them are like breaking that like line in the shadows, right? Okay, so they're like at the shadow's image.
And as you're standing there kind of like waiting, you both see like a crack in like the space in front of you, still within that light realm area that you're standing in space, but you see like a crack kind of like fissure out.
Ari's gonna take a couple steps back.
Thing is gonna follow suit, and it's like, I'm here. This is your ballpark. I'm just visiting.
And as the crack like opens up a bit more, Fang, you see a Dragonborn's arm kind of like reach through Blue Scales just as far as he can make it.
Going to assume it's heart based on the arm and everything.
Similar glistening feel.
Adari looks to you, Fang. Go.
Actually, you are the one holding the box.
She goes like, bye. No.
Oh, it's dark. We'll turn the light out. Crack disappears. Fang's just in the darkness, surrounded by all the souls he's had a hand in murdering. We're just gonna do a little bit of. I was turning the sword around and being like, I ain't letting y'all fucking kill me. The only one who can kill me is me. Fang is gonna grab a hold of the arm.
Okay. As you do this, Adalre, you see a breach. The moment Fang's hand connects with Heart's, the breach of souls. And they all impede through that light glow and reach out tendril-like, absorbing into Fang's sword. Soul after soul after soul after soul. Just all going into this blade. And you watch it turn from like a dark black to a ominous purple, and then finally to this like bright crimson red as the last soul just absorbs into it.
It's getting harder and harder to convince people I'm not the bad guy.
And Heart pulls him through.
All right.
I obviously noticed that this is happening with the sword.
You don't notice, Faye.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is happening like right. You're grabbing.
Yeah,
Heart's
right as
arm.
he's grabbing Heart's arm.
So your focus probably would just be on Heart.
Sure. Okay.
Yep. Portal's still open, correct?
Yeah, you still see that crack, and then shortly after Fang's pulled through, the blue arm comes back in.
Aldara's gonna put away the box, put it back in her pocket, and grab Heart's arm.
Okay. As soon as you put away the box, the light kind of like implodes in. You grab the arm and get pulled through as those tendrils are trying to like keep you there. I need you to make another wisdom save.
That's a 9.
Heavy damage. Oh god.
Adare might die.
Okay.
But as long as you die going through the portal, and we can save you, or I can just capture your soul, and then I can just hang
add
on
one
to that.
more to the mix. What's one more?
Add just this little coin. I'll put you right there.
Oh no. She's like, if you fucking
We'll put you inside a little. We'll put you inside. We'll treat you. We'll find a warforge. We'll put your soul right in that little guy.
Is that too soon to say too soon? You're like plotting my funeral rites, and I'm like, I'm still alive right now, Fang. Like, just help me get through the fucking portal. In the process, you take 25 points of necrotic energy as you just.
Some tells me you're on like 3 health, if that.
Oh no!
I love how your ass didn't even. You're not even rolling for this shit. You're just like, pity.
What? I just
25.
rolled. It's in my my little dice container.
There were so many dice. Why were there so many dice?
Oh gosh.
I just see like in the trays just nothing but dice. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's 75 d6 for every fail. I don't know what do you expect?
Yep. So I'm assuming Hart like pulls a doll right through, and she just like collapses on the ground.
Fang, roll a perception check.
$24? Yeah, 24.
You see these like dark tendrils, probably from the area that y'all were in, kind of like wisp on top of Adalray and kind of like seep into her clothing and vanish out.
Close it, close it, close it, close it, close it.
Then the portal like dissipates.
I quickly kind of like go and like, is it on like it when it looked like it went into her cloak?
Yeah, it's like little wormy tendrils that
I like kind of whip the cloak back just to like.
You don't see anything.
Well, I'm sure that's not good at all. He puts the cloak back, like, sorry.
Adalray weakly looks at you, Fang. What happened?
Dark tendrils and stuff. Don't here. I got you. He kind of leans down and he kind of like takes a knee and kind of like props you up on the knee and he kind of leans you up and then uses like his leg to kind of support you, and then pulls out a potion of superior healing and kind of uncorks it and like hands it to you.
As you're doing that, Hart is like laying his hands on you and also trying to heal you as well.
So that is going to be 8d4 plus 8. No way.
How much?
Am I rolling or is Paul rolling for it?
Well, if he gave it to you and you drink it, you can get the max healing from it. If he gave it to you, then he would have to roll.
I like handed it to you to drink. As much as I was like bored, I was like, she's conscious. She doesn't need me to like force her to drink.
She doesn't need me to baby her. Here comes the
Well,
action.
it's more of like I'm just more of supporting it so that way she doesn't drop it, because I imagine she's just like, ow, so much pain. Don't.
Okay, so
she gets max. Okay, so
I'm here all day, folks.
Sure. I mean, what?
So that's 40 points of healing?
Okay. And then between that and Heart, he gives you another 25 back into the body.
Adalray kind of like drinks the potion. Oh, okay. I feel better. Thank you.
He kind of takes the empty vial back, and then, would you like help up? Or...
Please.
He grabs your forearm and then just kind of like eases you up.
Heart like looks at you, Fang. You're injured as well.
Yeah. Bit of a headache.
Okay.
Lot of the Feywild, not quite what I was expecting. A lot more shadowy darkness.
The Feywilds has been overrun.
Heart kind of touches you, Fang, and gives you back 21 points of healing from his healing light. Better.
Yes, I appreciate that. So, Dalray, looks like you're, well, with us for the time being.
So it seems.
And as
I
you...
need to go.
Yeah, you can finish it already.
I need to speak with Zoterra about this. This is very serious.
Just, that's a thing. I would keep a close eye on it. Something looked like it latched itself onto you as we came through. Or as you came through.
She kind of looks to you, Fang. I have no idea what you're talking about. And she gives you this look like, shut up.
Must have been the headache. I'm sorry, princess. I mean, the daughter. I'm just going to, and then he just kind of like plops down. I would like to try to persuade Hart into believing that I'm just full of shit and that I'm not actually, I didn't see shit at all.
Sure.
Well, I'm just trying to lie to him.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like,
if you'll excuse me both. And she kind of bows slightly and
oh,
makes her
fuck
way
yeah.
to
That's
Zoterra's palace.
22 on the persuasion on that one.
Okay.
Thank decent enough at life.
17. Yeah. He believes you. Your buddy believes you.
Okay, what about the person inside my buddy?
Oh, you don't want me to roll for her.
Roll for her. I need to know if she believes that I don't know shit.
Let's get you a drink, bud.
You fucker. You fucker.
And he just like eases you back and like starts walking you off. So during this whole time,
I don't care what her insight is.
during this whole time, Dargo and Maka, you two are just chilling at the tavern, just drinking, just sat at the bar, got your glasses full. It's a good day for y'all. You expected Fang to be gone for a while, Dargo. So you're just like relaxing after a hard day, essentially. What would you two like to do as the bartender brings up a couple of more drinks for you both?
I suppose I'm just gonna have a wander around, see what's happening.
Okay.
See if I recognize anyone.
Okay. Maka, you grab your drink and make a perception check.
Slow. $11.
Okay. Off in the distance, you see Mei Li kind of headed towards the tavern bar. She walks in, kind of looks at everyone, recognizes you, Maka, and like walks over. Oh, Maka, how long have you been here?
Sometime. Had some interludes where we went hunting dangerous spiders, but been good to have a break.
Well,
what have you been doing here?
I just arrived. Well, I've been here before, actually. I just arrived back. It's a long story. I need a drink. And she just kind of like makes her way over to the bar. She passes you, Dargo, who you're also sat there. And she just orders a drink, and the bartender like hands her one. Don't see many clerics drinking, but here you go. Thank you.
Dargo looks over at Maka. So, old friend, I assume.
Old acquaintance.
The harsh level. Bailey has no friends.
Aka lives in the woods by herself. She has no friends either.
Okay. So, Dargo reaches into his coin pouch and brings out 200 platinum to give to Maka from Solitaire. Slides it over to her and he goes, I don't believe you were here when Zoltaire gave us each 200 platinum for the Spider Queen debacle. So this is of your share.
Hush money.
Many thanks. It was quite an unpleasant incident. I would not wish to repeat it.
Indeed. Indeed it was.
It seems like I'm in a position to buy my acquaintance a drink. So
Indeed is.
I go and buy Maylee another drink.
Okay. As you do that, Maka and Dargo roll a perception check.
$17.
I'll wait for Maka as well.
Also 17.
Ah, nice. You two kind of like thematically both see out of the reflection of the glass someone with a very large axe like coming to essentially attack Maka from behind.
Okay.
But you both see it. Like
So I run up the wall. Literally run away. Up the wall.
spider climbing it.
Dargo turns to unarmed strike the individual.
Okay. Make a D20 roll. Just flat.
14.
I rolled a 6. So he comes down. A series of things happens. You watch as Maka like jumps off the edge of the bar, and kind of like flips up. Hey, she was on the ceiling, and like lands on the ceiling, and like crouches down, readied. And then you come and unarmed strike, and like where he was coming down to attack Maka, your arm like stops not the actual like blade side, but like the brunt side of the shaft of the great axe, I think I said.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see as this like guard is just like looking at the both of you furiously. You almost got us killed down there with the Spider Queen.
I believe your beef is with your leader, Zoltaire, who sent us there.
And as you say this, Dargo, over his shoulder, you see a dragonborn and a limping, like, lizard folk man enter into the bar as Fang and Hart arrive.
So as Dargo sees this, he grabs the man's shoulders and just shoves him aside. I have other pressing matters, and walks up to Fang to see what is wrong.
It's my bae!
My bae's
My blue Fang!
Fang, you and Hart would have seen this confrontation, essentially.
So as Fang approaches, or Dargo approaches Fang, and as he approaches, he goes to Fang. So, are you all right? I take it your trip to the Feywilds was not very good.
Clusterfuck would be the best way to put that. Long story short, we should not be expecting much aid from the Feywilds in days to come.
Dargo leads Fang and Hart over to a table. That's his most displeasing news. And he looks over towards the bar. Barkeep, round of drinks. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Indeed. Dargo pulls out as well his superior potion of healing and slides over to Fang. You also need this.
Fang takes it. No, I'm not that beat up. And he slides it back. Do not get. That's overkill for where I'm at right now. I don't need that much more healing. I need a little bit more.
Right.
Like I'm like about. I could use a bit,
Maka
but
comes
that's
over, drops
over.
off the ceiling, and hands him a good berry.
Nourishment.
How big is this? What does this berry look like? Is this like grape-sized berry?
Yeah.
There's a handful of them, and they're 1 health each.
Hanks is just like,
now you're fully nourished for the whole day. It's like you ate a full meal.
a little taut. I like it. Where? You know what? Not even going to ask. Thank you very much.
Where did she come from?
Where did she come from? Where did she get it? How long has that been in her pocket? All questions I'm not asking.
Where did
All
you come
questions
from,
I'm not
Cotton
asking.
Eye Joe?
Where did you come from, berry giving folk?
Oh gosh. And off in the distance, you can see that guard just like grimacing at the bar, just like.
Is he going to be all right?
I don't know.
Maka goes up and buys him a drink.
Tiger just shrugs
By
his
way of
shoulders.
apology.
I don't know thing. He's mad about the Spider Queen incident. Tried to foolishly take it out on Maka and I insisted he take it with his leader instead.
Honestly, is the longer life expectancy based on what I've seen from, well, both of you. Well, I've seen you just fucking swing swords around like a crazy person. And I've seen her make about a dozen arrows appear out of one arrow, which in my line of work is really fucking painful. So the fact that he's not a pincushion right now speaks volumes for your restraint. And he lifts a glass. To our good health.
He didn't deserve my rage. He's just mad about.
Fang is like, ooh, like you're not worth my rage. Like, people say I have a flair for the dramatic.
He is understandably disgruntled. I imagine he was not given the proper info and insight as to what he was being sent into as well. But enough of him.
If we're being honest, none of us were. Them especially, so. So long story short, the Feywild, we got there shrouded in darkness. He looks at it's a Maka or Macha?
Maka.
Maka. Okay. It's gonna break my brain. For a completely side note reason. Anyway, Mark, are you familiar at all with Queen? I did not write down her name. What was the Darkness Queen's name?
Roll a history check to see if you can remember. Because the name initially, when it was said, like didn't register anything.
It was like Mira or some shit like that. But I rolled. You said history?
Yeah.
19.
Okay. Midna. It takes you a minute.
Midnight. Yeah, Mira. Millie.
Miley Cyrus.
Midra. You said it was Midra, right? Am I crazy?
Midna.
No.
Oh my gosh,
Midna.
he's drunk.
Midna. I said drum. Midna. Do you know Midna by chance? Queen Midna?
Queen Midna.
Yeah, kind of like a boogie woman, darkness lady. Like boogie man, but boogie woman. Kind
It
of
was
like,
a tale we were told as children.
well, fun fact, she's real. Or at least her servants are real. And they are currently in the Fae. So super fun. I look around. Is there anybody like paying attention to us at all?
Roll a d20.
That is a 16 on the d20.
There looks to be like one person.
There are 16 people
distance.
paying attention. Are they I'm saying this not like loudly gesturing, like I'm kind of keeping, I want to try to keep this relatively hush hush.
You're not sure if they can overhear you. You just got a lot going on with your table. All of a sudden, like Maka's coming off the ceiling. There's like two Dragonborns in an elven village. Like y'all got a lot of.
There's a lot of oddities going on at this table, but all right. Well, I just want to be very clear that I'm not like, man, and then the next thing. It's very much.
You're just
like,
gonna see like Adari like Kappa face just show up. Shut the fuck up, Faye.
She's just gonna message me. I don't know what you're saying or if you're saying anything, but I feel you're saying shit. Stop saying words. Just gonna be
or
like,
I will end you personally.
It's just like a pop up that comes in there. So shut the fuck up. But yeah, just kind of
something that needs to be drawn.
It's just gonna be Fang sitting. It's just gonna be Fang sitting there, and there's just gonna be it's like essentially like a rock, just a pager. It's just shut you. That's what I just want. I just want your character doing this, and that's it. No words, and then just Fang being like, "What?" I demand too much from the artist in this community.
Like, yes, this is easy.
These are all doable things. Use your art. You are art people. Use the hands to draw the things that are in my brain. But yeah, so I just kind of, just like, well, at least her servants are real. We were able to get out of there thanks to the aid of heart. But yeah, I would assume that the Fae's support is going to be difficult to muster. I do not mention anything about the box or anything like that. Very clear on what I don't talk about, which is the thing that I don't really know what about. So I'm sure shit not about to, like, as a former spy master would know, if I don't know what the fuck it is, I sure shit am not going to talk about what I think it might be to people at a bar. Loose lips sink ships, and in this case, make Fang dead.
I was just listening, rubbing his chin, thinking, well, it's fortunate we have not gained an ally, but we're now just kind of at the same spot we were without. So just have to make do with what we have.
Although they do have a place called the Forest of Many Trees.
Oh, he still can't put it down.
Which I'm just...
Well,
I'm
don't
going,
you fucking do
Adare,
it.
the hairs on the back of your neck are just like...
I'm just...
The fuck
I
he
was...
say?
It's got to be a translation thing, right? Like, it's got to be a translation into common. Like, there's no way. Like, the Forest of Many Trees, I feel like is just an odd name. He looks at Dargo like, am I crazy in thinking that that's like...
Were there a lot of trees there?
I couldn't really see because of the darkness. Like, that's what also threw it off. But it was just like, the Forest of Many Trees. Like, it's got to be a translation thing. Like, there's no way. You know, like, if you translate something from, like, common to draconic, like, it doesn't... like, the words don't quite carry over the same, but they don't have quite the same gravitas to them. It's gotta be the
Fang
same way
dies as a fireball goes flying at him.
That's a dexterity saving throw, correct?
I'm joking.
I will dodge. Go on, dodge. I will march up that hill and shake a now. Which, by the way, do I notice my sword is now glowing red?
No, because it's sheathed still. So
how the fuck?
It's fine.
So how could Abdalra have seen it if
you saw through? Like, what you saw wasn't like normal eyesight seeing. It was just like, the fuck? Like X-ray vision, the blade in his side, and you saw where the souls were going into, and you saw like, because you can like read aura paths from arcana energy and things of that nature. So
all right,
because of that, you were able to see the things that
because the DM doesn't want Fang to know.
Yeah, until the next time he uses his sword and it's like, what the fuck is this? And then Artist is like, oh really, Fang? You don't know what your sword does. I'm just waiting for that moment.
That would require me to bump into Artist again, and at this rate, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Fang, Maka, and Dargo are catching up. Artist, the sound of a very large door opens as you are exploring this Fort Demon's Creek, and you come into what can only appear to be a torture room.
Jesus.
Can you feel?
He's like, fuck, where did we plane shift to? Like, we saved this place?
I can feel it.
I go inside.
Okay, you go inside and you hear footsteps approaching, coming down from the stairwell that you entered in through.
I look up in that general direction.
You see a young drow male enter the room. Wasn't expecting company.
I'm just exploring around. This is my first time here, and I saw this door open and thought I would come see what this place is all about.
Ah, right. And you are?
My name is Artis, and I'm with the group that came here and heard they saved Fort Demon's Creek. They were Fang, Dargo, and Maka, and some others, I believe. But it seems that I just missed them.
Ah. Okay. I'm Akris. I can get you to them if that's what you wish. We can make our way back to Tahale. I came to check on the status of the fort.
That would be excellent. What do you do here? And like, I start to like walk up to him.
Make a dex saving throw and a perception check.
Mm-hmm. So the saving throw is a nat 20 for 24. And the perception check is a 12.
Okay. So a couple of things happen. You literally, like, in your mind, blink, and Akris is behind you, and his dagger is, like, at your throat. I do a couple of things.
That is a pretty impressive trick you have there, Mr. Acris.
Acris is fine.
And mm, 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 mm. Let's see what we got here. Wrong thing. Where is it? Here we go. And then I do a, let's see if there's anything in. I do a, I don't really want to do that, but I do a Misty Step behind him and kind of do the same thing where I have my dagger at his throat. Seems you're not the only one with party tricks.
Make a perception check.
17.
He smiles and like points, and you see just slivers glinting in his hand as like small threads kind of like go up, and you look at either corner and there's two daggers just like pointed down in your direction. Nice try.
Well, I'll say you've bested me this time.
Best.
How about we...
And the daggers like reappear at his side or in his hands, and he puts them in their sheath.
How about we stop the dick measuring contest and get to my friends?
Well, they say once you go drow. And he just starts like walking out of the building or out of the room up the stairs.
Artist kind of like hears him, like look, like sits up straight, like, you know what? Let's just go, and goes after him.
So he leads you. He leads you back into that main core area, and then kind of walks you over to what you saw before when you were like investigating the whole area. But it's just like this teleportation pad that has different arcane symbols, and you, being like a wizard and everything, would have recognized what it was. You just perused the rest of the area to see like what it was all about. But he leads you to the teleportation circle and kind of like stands in it and looks at you. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. And I kind of like make sure I have all my stuff on me, all my weapons and everything, my backpack, and after I do all that, I step onto the pad.
Okay. You sense make like an Arcana check. It feels
Alright.
very arcane. As
It's gonna be an 18.
Okay. And then I need the both of you to make a. We'll go with Constitution save.
It's a 23.
Okay. You're standing there, and after a couple of seconds, the arcane symbols start to glow, and then the two of you like vanish in your space. You feel yourself being pulled in different directions, and before long, you kind of like recenter, and you're back in Zotair's like area, looking as Adalre is kind of like talking with Zotair. Just
So I'm in like the tavern that they're at.
No, you're still up, kind of like in the keep, the top area of Tahale where Zotair stays.
Oh, I can see them.
Yeah, they're just like
Okay.
right there, maybe 25 feet away, just standing and talking, and they kind of like stop when you two arrive.
Friends of yours, Zotair?
Well, I know Acris, and I know Artis. He is friends with Fang and the others. Dargo, and Maka, and the group. I surmise
see.
that your time at Vermont went well, Artis.
Well, you know our group. It went as well as expected.
What happened to your cat friend, the Tabaxi?
He ended up not making it in time, so I just came ahead and
I was
thought,
forcefully exited from the
yeah,
Leave that
thought it
in
would be better to come ahead on my own and rejoin the group.
Ah, well, your friends are down at the tavern. If you wanted to go see them.
Yes, we can catch up later. I need to get back to everyone and kind of find out what has been going on.
Okay. And Acker is kind of like the tension between Adalare and Zotair is kind of like, permeable. And he kind of like looks over in your direction, Adalare, and then like smiles and feels it's best to leave with Artis as the two of you exit out. And as you're making your way, Artis, to meet the others, Zotair looks back at you, Adalare. So you were saying that this darkness is all-consuming in the Feywild?
As far as I could tell, yes.
And how were you able to make it back here?
We came in through a portal.
Portal. Interesting.
Yes. Regardless, Fang and I are back in one piece. But now we have a bigger issue. The one who brought the darkness to the Feywilds in the first place. You know of Queen Midna, do you not?
And he kind of tenses a bit. I've heard the name.
She has taken over the Feywilds, Zotair.
This is not good. Why would she want to take over the Feywilds?
Your guess is as good as mine. But all I know is I need to do something and to get her out of there. But it's not going to be easy.
Well, to increase relations, you have my aid. Whatever you need.
I appreciate that, Zotair. As long as you stay forward with me.
Of course.
No more running personal errands for you.
I think the matter of personal might not be bad. It just was the particular errand.
Let me be more precise then. We are not dealing with your dirty laundry. Do you understand?
Yes, of
Regarding
course.
you and the Spider Queen.
Understood.
I'm glad I made myself clear. So what do you suggest we do now? I cannot return back home, obviously.
You said when the item was revealed, it kept that darkness at bay.
It did.
Perhaps it is the key. We'll need to converse more later about this, but I will do some research and see if anything like that has come in our accounts. With it being Midna, I'm sure there are whispers out there of her capabilities. We just need to find out who knows that information.
I will let you know right now. The enemy is aware of the item. I'm not sure who they were, but they sensed the power coming from it.
And you did not give it to him?
No.
As you most likely still have it, I would assume. Yes. Good. The item is very key and crucial, Princess. It can only be freely given. Not charmed, not coerced. Just know who you're giving it to, should you ever give it to someone.
Of course. Well, I will leave you to your research. I will be doing my own research.
We do have a library here at Tahale. All of its sections shall be free for you and your friends, acquaintances. Just let them know I sent you. Oh, and he hands you a crest symbol that has Zotair's sign on it. Just show them this if they give any backlash.
Very well. Thank you. She kind of just bows slightly and turns on heel and walks out.
Okay. As you do that, Fang, you're talking to the rest of them, and then Artist kind of makes his way into the tavern.
I walk in, look around, and how quickly do I spot them?
They stand out like a sore thumb, so immediately.
So pretty quick.
Stealth, nat 20.
Oh no.
Fang is currently hidden behind the two dragonborns.
I walk in. Dargo's there, Maka's there. Everyone's pretty much there, minus our Tabaxi. Okay. I walk in, don't see Fang.
No, that was a joke. I didn't fucking stealth up.
And I walk over to the table and it's been a while since I've seen these familiar faces.
Fang kind of glances over his shoulder at him.
Is that little Ardis? Hart kind of chuckles a bit.
Oh yeah. Hart's not dead anymore.
Hello.
Kind of a trend we have going right now.
Artist looks at Hart and just is in shock and is like, he's not dead, Fang.
I mean, he's
how?
Oh, how is he not? Okay, I thought you just meant what do I mean he's not dead? I meant he's sitting in the chair over there. How? Long and short, somebody wanted him alive, and so they made it so.
Like necromancy, or
more like a patron of some sort.
Okay.
Not sure if warlock or god yet. Still working that part out.
Makes a little more sense, but Hart, it's good to see you again.
Everyone at the table make a perception check.
Hart morphs into
at 20.
Nice.
Just 20.
20.
Just need to roll a 1.
17.
21.
Okay. Yeah, y'all all roll high enough. You all watch as Hart's eyes glow green and his voice changes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's been a long time since I've seen you both. And the voice sounds familiar to you, Fang.
I reach and kind of like rest my hand on my sword while looking at Hart. Kind of like
With the 21 perception, do I notice fucking artist going for his sword?
You see his hand like at his sword, yeah.
Okay. I kind of like raise my hand up at you, being like, "Chill, bitch."
yeah, yeah. That's why it's like that's why it's resting there. Like it's not drawn or anything. It's
Like,
just
don't
like
you fucking like this shit. Let's go. Like, it's like be cool. We are at a bar in a city that they could very easily throw us out of. Let's be cool a minute.
yeah.
I'm sorry you had me at a bit of a disadvantage.
And you watch as Hart's body kind of like spools open and this woman emerges out of him and the spools kind of like tendrilize back into her and then she's standing there in front of you. And it's this beautiful elven woman. She looks at you both. I believe my actual form cannot fit in here. The last time you saw me, I was a green dragon. You were in the snow and your ship just got destroyed.
I believe the proper term in common would be destroyed by you.
Yes, because of that sword the boy owns.
Fargo looks over at Fang and gives him kind of a look like, is there something we need to be worried about? Or someone?
Fang does give a look back, being like, I don't want to start stabbing, but if we might have to start stabbing. I'm glad you didn't burn a rage. Essentially, is what those eyes were. It's like it's kind of like she's gonna be worth the rage.
Mm-hmm.
Is Maka still there? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of glance.
She's like, I'm not part of this.
I just glance at Maka. It was, I imagine, still there, and just like with my eyes, just convey the message of like, I am so sorry for all of this that may or may not happen.
I cast message in Draconic and and ask her like what she wants. Like message, what do you want? And why is the sword so dangerous?
The sword that you have is an artifact. One created from the bones of my people.
I see. And so is it that you just don't like the sword that you tried to kill all of us?
How to put this in a way that makes sense?
I do a history check for like what she's talking about.
Okay.
It's gonna be 15.
Would you have advantage on that due to it being about
Yeah.
your own fucking
yeah.
sword? Or would you simply just already know it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I wanted
go for
the
advantage. Even though I'm
18. So that's gonna be a 21.
okay. You would know from your studies within the past year and whatnot that this sword is one forged from the Dragon Song War that took place many, many years ago, many moons ago. and you would know that the Draken Wardens would essentially harness the power from the dragons that they would slay to help aid them in killing more dragons. The Dragon Wardens, before they were eradicated, were one of the main causes of dragons being not as prevalent currently.
I sent her a message again. Do you think it's wise to be not really stir up trouble, but be so aggressive to someone that could possibly slay you? Not to threaten, but just perhaps we could do this a little more cordially.
She like smiles at you, and you watch as her eyes like flicker green for a second and then turn back and like dim back to normal.
Why are you in our friend's body?
You're sending all this through message, correct?
Yeah.
So, like, none of us are hearing this conversation.
No, it's message.
Okay.
Your friend
Just making sure.
is no longer of the living.
Are you the one that's keeping him alive, or is it someone else?
It would be me.
Might I ask why?
There's a lot of moving pieces, little one. More pieces than you probably are aware of presently. And to do this, there needs to be favor. Not for just myself, but also others.
So after that message, I lean down next to Fang and kind of like tell him like what she's telling me, and explaining kind of the background of why she attacked the ship, and like Fang, this sword is the partial reason of why dragons aren't extinct, and kind of what my kind has been doing for the past like few hundred years before we vanished. And then I go back to message and ask her.
Wait.
No,
Time
yeah,
out. I need a small clarification from you. How much do you tell me?
Okay.
Are you telling me about? Are you telling me just about like who she is? Like,
no.
Are you telling me like why she attacked the ship and all that?
So I'm telling you. So I start off with who she is, and then I tell you about why she's in Heart's body, and then I tell you a little bit of the background of why she attacked us.
Do you tell me Heart's dead?
No, because he's technically not completely dead. So I'll tell Fang that Heart is.
Are you phrasing it the same way that she phrased it to you? That he is not of the living.
Yeah, I'll tell you he's not of the living, and that she's the one keeping him alive. And then I'm gonna ask her. Shit, what was it? I'm gonna ask her. As to why she's in his body, I'm gonna ask her why, like, what favor she's hoping to gain.
You're asking it through message again?
No, I'll just ask her straight out in common why she is looking for favor, since Fang kind of knows what's going on. I don't.
No one knows what's going on.
Bro, you made that complicated as shit for no fucking reason.
The question you're asking is what favor?
What favors she wants. And so the reason I was messaging in Draconic is to make sure she was actually the dragon.
You can just speak dragon out loud. Two of us know dragon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Lizard man and dragonborn, shockingly enough, no Draconic.
You're right.
I'm not
My
sure
bad.
about
My
Baka.
bad. My bad.
But it wouldn't surprise me. She's just like, yeah, I murder Dragonborn all the time. Be surprised how many are in the woods.
But yeah, I'll ask her what favor she's hoping to gain by keeping Heart alive and being with our group.
Well, the Dragonborn, the blue one, there was an event that took place, and she kind of like looks over at you, Fang, when the child was given to me a while back. Your friend went back into the snow to retrieve two of your other compatriots. I do not see them here. But there was a moment where he wasn't going to make it. And I ensured that he did. Through that, we formed a faint pact, not solid in any way. And then other events started to take place. He was sent into that realm for a while. And in order to get out, he called to me. A favor returned. And I helped, of course. And Fang, you know what happened next. But I fear favors should not just be one way. So when I needed him, I ensured that he could provide.
Is there an empty chair at this table?
Is there what?
An empty
Yes,
chair.
you can sit down.
I'm gonna sit down.
He's like, I'm just awkwardly standing. Around this time, Adari, you also come into the mist and you see everyone sort of talking just to not have to repeat everything over multiple times. Anyways. Fang Heart died a long time ago. Before he met you all in that dark realm. And he has been at my side at the ready since.
Has the soul passed on?
Let us pray.
What do you want?
He's gonna stab you, artist. You're not sitting anywhere close to Fang, just so we can save you the under knife stab in the side that could potentially happen.
It wouldn't be an under knife.
Oh no.
Fucking sneak attack with advantage. Just
murder.
What favor do you want?
My brother, before he was reincarnated, he too was not of the living. It takes a great deal of power to bring someone like that back. And I'm sure his wife probably has that power. However, in his current state, there is something you need to know about us. When Vladimir Riviere was alive, he gave himself over to a vampiric entity. Because of that, he lost his connection to being able to transform back into his natural state, his dragon form. As he inhabits this body, that pact is no longer a thing. Should he choose, he could turn into one of the most ferocious beasts known to man.
So with us handing him over to you, you be teaching him how to do it properly, or simply stop him from doing it unwillingly?
There's a lot of things I can teach my brother, but tact is not one of them. You see, Vladimir Riviere was the first Dragon Warden, and he trained all of the sequential Dragon Wardens how to kill us, one by one by one.
What's stopping us from killing him in the cell, then?
A lot of things, though one of them is probably his sheer stubbornness. This form that I hold, it's more to be appeasing towards you. It's not necessarily anything out of convenience, other than currently it is. However, we do not need to be in these elvish bodies, or any bodies for that matter. As dragons, we hold our true power.
Do you truly believe that you would be able to take on this entire city by yourself?
Yes. You see, over the years, I've learned a few tricks myself. I've learned how to kill, as well as use those who have died to fight for me. So, in the odd case that I were to attack this city, and even one of you is slain, you are now mine. And if that one kills another, and I kill another, they are also mine. And so on and so forth. The dead creating more dead. However, I have no intentions of attacking this city. I am simply informing you of who my brother is, so that you can keep an eye on him.
That's all you want, is to keep an eye on your brother.
Well...
And if he were to decide to adopt his more violent nature?
I fear for you all. However, I do not think you will go to that. There's one thing, and one thing only, that keeps my brother in tow. And that is his wife. As long as she is alive and willingly breathing, he is fine. Though should anything happen to her, there is nothing that would prevent him from killing you all.
And who is his wife?
She's known by many names. More prominently, Beatrix, or the Blood Wolf Queen, or Lady Mesme. Trying to think if any of y'all would know. Maka, roll a history check. You might remember Lady Mesme from the church. Oh no, you're muted. Let me see. You rolled a 12. kind of hits a bell. Just like you can't put the face to the thing. But yes. As long as she is alive, you should have nothing to worry about with Baston Alsatian.
Fang just kind of slowly nods. Well, I'm glad you were able to speak to us in your, well, more suiting form for you.
The other thing, Fang. The child you gave me. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Back in the snow, Hart was able to convince me to show favor to him. I provided him with a homunculum orb, which he was able to construct into homunculi and give to one of your friends. The child is not lost. Simply, his physical form is. However, and she looks over at Akris. Remember how I said there's lots of things at play?
Artists.
Yeah.
She looks over at Akris while she's saying this. And then she looks back at you, Fang.
Wait, who the
Akris, the young drow rogue.
Oh, did he walk up with Artis?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's
I
standing
totally
still.
fucking missed that goddamn part. I completely missed that part. I was like, who the fuck? I was so confused. I was like, I know we got like 3 people with A names, but
This
like
tavern is packed.
this corner is the most suspicious, creeped out corner in this entire
Everyone's just
tavern.
like
Adara is just keeping to herself in the corner, just watching all this, observing from a distance.
There's a darker evil in Diademia that's not quite showing its cards yet. Are you familiar with mind flayers, illithids?
Fang is literally just like, I fucking hate this. Yes, I am aware of the. Yes.
Are you aware that they're the ones that originally brought Triperion here?
Yes, I'm also aware of that.
Good. Remember that. Now, unless you all have questions, I need to speak with someone.
Not really a question, more of a request.
Okay.
Do not morph back into Heart.
Understood.
Fang picks up his ale, and that's close to half full, and knocks it back the rest of the way.
You watch as Genevieve walks over to you, Dalray.
Getting to know everybody, it seems.
Some more than others, yes.
What is it you need from me, then?
We need to reclaim the Feywild before it's too late.
Yes, I thought that was the more obvious conclusion.
Tell me, my dear, are you familiar with research? There's much that we have to do.
Yes, I am rather familiar with it.
You're probably not going to like this next part. We need to speak with my brother.
Last I spoke with your brother, he wasn't too fond of your name.
Yes. The feeling's mutual.
Your brother did not give me any reason for me to more or less make him uncomfortable. Why should I bring you to him?
Because recent events has forced his hand.
His hand?
Yes. His.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little more?
When you were in the Feywild, I did a one-on and attempted to scry. To pinpoint your location. Made it easy to send the message. That black energy that you were in,
what about it?
you should ask my brother why it's familiar.
Can I roll an insight check to see if there's anything
Sure, yeah.
like any like devious intent? $25.
Okay. You notice as she talks to you, her eyes kind of like trail off and look where you're holding your box container, and then would like trace back at you. But for the most part, as she's talking, she's not giving off untruthful vibes.
Very well. Let us go speak with your brother. And she turns on heel and walks off to where they're holding Vladimir.
Okay. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Fang is drinking.
Artist is drinking.
I'm so glad I
Yeah,
can
so is
replace an
Dargo.
NPC with another NPC. So, but it's one less voice I have to do. Oh, Maka, you're muted.
Mac is just sitting at the edge of her seat in the corner, wondering whether it's worth going back up on the ceiling.
And Artist?
Drinking.
Okay. As you all are drinking there, Akris finally comes up and takes one of the now empty seats at the table. What is it that we're drinking to, might I ask?
Dargo just looks around. It's good health at the moment.
To those no longer here.
Artist is just sitting there, looking down to the table with his mug.
Artist, roll a Arcana check.
25.
Okay. You feel your book on your person kind of give off this faint hum. Not like a audible hum, like a hum that like
a
vibrates
yeah.
against you.
Fang's gonna kill me. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to step outside. And I get up, walk outside, and creep around the back and open the book or pull the book out.
Okay. You pull it out and the humming like stops.
I turn the book over, kind of looking at it. And then like slowly start to crack open the front.
Okay. As you start to open the front, the pages that were once blank fill with this like darkness, and they like bead into the pages, and an image shows. And it's that of a woman.
Do I recognize the woman?
Roll a perception or history check, whichever is high.
It's gonna be a 14.
Okay. She doesn't look familiar to you from what you've seen.
I flip to the next page and like see if anything pops up on that one.
Okay. As you're flipping through the pages, it's almost like a animated scene. The woman seems to be like slightly moving on the pages, but still stationary when you leave it at that page.
Can I do another perception check?
Do a Arcana one.
Arcana? Okay. 23.
Okay. You sense a strong energy now coming from this book. And then the woman kind of like snaps her eyes on you and fades into the pages, and the pages reveal different things. So, at first, it starts with like Triperian airships and like the blueprints for them, and then other armaments, and then different type of war locations of stuff that's happened in the past. The pages all animate in a way that is fluid, but also very like kind of like anamorphic in its display of a new image to you.
So like they're like segmented.
Yeah.
Kind of. So like what's on one page will do a little stop motion and it'll stop, and then the next page it'll be something different and then it'll do it basically. Okay. I my eyes kind of widen and I start flipping through more of the book until I like get to the point where like I just like slam the book closed, and I slam the book closed, and I send a message to Fang and Dargo asking them when they're telling them that I need to talk to them, basically.
Okay. So Fang and Dargo, you get different messages of artists who you saw get up and walk out that he needs to speak with you. Maka, you're just sitting there with Akris, and I think that's it because Maylee's still at the bar. I'm losing track of my NPCs. But yeah, y'all are just drinking.
When I messaged Dargo, because I messaged Fang and I messaged Dargo. I tell him to bring anyone else he thinks needs to come with. And I come from behind the tavern basically so that they can see me
Okay.
when they come out. I'm guessing you guys come out.
What? How urgent did this message sound?
Like pretty urgent. Like, hey, I need to see you guys.
Fang is gonna look up at Dargo. Did you just get a thing?
Yes, I did. Seems we are needed.
Do you mind handling it?
Yep.
I'm done for the day.
Dargo looks over at Akris and Maka. Artist has asked for help. It seems urgent. He mentioned that I can bring anyone along I feel is needed. So if you guys would like to join me and see what he needs, you're more than welcome to.
It's a fresh air anyway.
I'll stay back and keep an eye on Fang.
Fang lets out a chuckle at that line. Just like, because part of him is like, fuck you, another part of him is like, probably not. Kind of like that drunk friend at the bar who's just like, I'm fine. Never mind, I can't feel my feet. Yeah, it's probably a safe bet.
Then with that, Dargo walks out of the tavern over to Artis.
I'm kind of like standing over by the corner and kind of like nod him over. Like, come on. And I take Dargo to where I was before. And as we're walking, I reach for the book and kind of pull it out and turn around and look at Dargo. Dargo, this book is extremely important. I didn't know all of what was in it before, but this book contains all of the military equipment, war strategies, and everything else of the Triperian Empire. And that's what I say to Dargo, and then to like see what his reaction is.
Dargo has a slightly surprised look on his face, like he's got raised eyebrows, and he's like, "How did you come to receive such a book?"
Names. You know the tiefling Zoltaire? That's his name, right?
Calamar?
Calamar. God, so many NPCs.
Zoltaire, the centaur, became a tiefling. Explain that one.
My bad. I have like 50 different names on here. You know Calamar.
Oh, write a little tiefling next to his name.
Yeah.
So as you get him.
Briefly, he showed up after we banished the Spider Queen to apparently his shop to bitch about it.
Artist kind of like smiles and like laughs a little bit. Yes, that Calamar. I'm glad we had the same experience with him. He lets me take this book, and it was from his Infernal Emporium. He showed me the way to get there to teach it to all of you. But I think that'd be best when we're all together and I can teach everyone at the same time. But this is where the book came from, and I asked him for a book that would help us essentially with this war. At first I couldn't read it, but for some reason it suddenly activated, and I opened the book. Do I notice if anything is still there?
Yes. That familiar like black energy is kind of like permeating around the corners of the pages, and then you still see the seals and everything else. Um, it hasn't like manifested
Yeah.
anything on it, but
Is Dargo able to see anything inside the book?
make a Arcana check.
Oh god, that's probably.
Oh no. I kind of figured that was coming, but it was worth a shot.
Cool, so 11.
Okay. You see you don't see the symbol glyphs on the corners, but you do see like that black energy kind of on the corners of the page.
What do you see, Dargo?
Black and darkness. I hope you see more.
I sigh a little. Artist sighs. I figured as much. It seems there's a spell on the book to protect the Triperian secrets to at least some degree. I hope you'll believe me when I tell you what's in this book.
Argo scratches his chin. I have really no choice but to. I am not schooled in any way in the magics where I came, so I prefer that to you.
I want to pour a little bit of magic into it to see if I can kind of force the book to make like
intelligence saving throw.
Okay. It's gonna be 21.
Okay. You only take half, so
oh no,
15 points of necrotic energy, like, well, not necrotic. 10 of it's necrotic, 5 of it's psychic. Enters your mind.
That again.
But then everything around you just goes black. And Dargo, you watch as, from your perspective, Artis's eyes just turn black. And for you, Artis, as you're standing there and everything's black around you, this image starts to form into that woman that you saw in the pages.
As Dargo witnesses this, he just puts his hand on one of his long swords, just in preparation, just in case.
God. So when my eyes turn black, do I see the image? Or
yeah, like you're in this dark area and you see this image of a woman like appear in front of you.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
Who are you? Where are we?
I don't know if I should tell you my name since I don't know who you are, but I have this book and I tried to read it, but I got a huge headache and I'm here.
Here?
I don't know. Everything's black. I can't see anything except you.
Oh, I think it's always been like this.
What has?
Where we are.
But I don't know where that is. Am I inside the book or?
Book?
Can I do a perception check? Like, do I know it's the person from the book?
You
already?
know it's the person from the book.
Okay. I tell her, I look at her and go, yeah, you're in the book. You're on the very first page.
What does this book look like?
However you want it to look, DM. It's got a kind of a black and gold cover with just blank blank sheets that sometimes have this black energy on them.
And she walks, like, she starts pacing in the room and, like, is thinking. I don't remember a book.
Do you know how you ended up here?
Well, it's like I said, I've always been here.
I stand there and just kind of look around puzzled, trying to figure out what's going on. If you've always been here, then are you not a real person?
What's a real person?
You, I get a confused look. A person with a body and someone that can, that's born and dies.
I don't think I'm one of those, no.
Then are you a spirit of some kind, or do you know if you were maybe created?
Maybe. Again, I've always been here. It's hard to describe, really. It's like one day you just exist. And this is your existence.
I'm going to try and try and cast Blade Ward in this dark space.
Okay. You
Does
draw
anything
that
happen?
sigil in the air. It appears for a minute and kind of like fades away, but nothing seems to happen. The darkness is present, but it's not doing anything. Like it's not attacking or anything like that.
I'm going to try and walk through the darkness to see if anything happens. Are you able to join me, or do you have to stay here?
No, I can join you.
Um, Wonderful. And I start to walk to the right, like I'm trying to go to another page.
Okay. Um, as you do, uh, a couple of things happen. The darkness is prevalent, but you start to see images off in the distance, and the images are more or less reflectant to you. It's things that's happened in your past. You see images of your parents, images of your time at the academy, and as soon as you like recall them, they kind of like fade away back into the darkness, and then another image will like appear for a second or two, as you're just like maneuvering through the pages. And then Dargo, from your perspective, artist just has this book in his hands. His eyes are still black, but the pages are like slowly turning one after the other.
On their own.
Yeah.
That's gotta be creepy. It's like what the fuck?
And Mako would also see this. Sorry. It's not the weirdest thing I've seen, but it is on the top 10.
Like I'm not seeing anything I saw before in the book though, like the weapons and like equipment and like the wars and stuff.
Make
None of that's there.
History check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. For a brief stint, the darkness kind of like peels out, and you're in this scene, kind of like Triperian versus Uvain members, and it's just a large group. There's airships off in the distance. People are shooting spells off of each other. People are shooting arrows and other type of advanced armament that you suspect from Triperian Empire. The scene's just like playing out for relative like 30-40 seconds before the darkness like envelopes back in, and you're kind of like back in that moment.
So I stop walking that way after that, and I'm just gonna call her the lady of the book. The lady of the book, she's still with me, right?
Yes, she's just following.
I look up at her. I'm sorry, but I need to try and go. And I turn the opposite way of where I was walking, and I start to like sprint to the end of the book, like where the cover is.
Okay. As you do this, make a dex save.
It's gonna be a 19.
Okay. You get roughly to the end, and you like shunt back into your physical form. Your eyes return to normal. The book is at its forefront page, and you're just like standing there with like Dargo and Maka looking at you like, the fuck?
Um,
Dargo, as he sees him come back to normal, just simply asks, "What was that?"
Artist is like sweating real heavy and kind of like breathing hard from that like just trip. And he looks up at Dargo. I'm not sure. I think I was inside the book. Did you?
That would explain your eyes. They were as black as the book pages.
What did you see?
Like I said, your eyes were as black as the book pages, and after a short while, the book started turning the pages on its own. Quite creepily.
Artist kind of stands there and thinks for a second. I must have definitely been in the book. That's the only logical explanation for what happened, or as logical as it can be, but why would that happen just from me trying to force it to reveal itself? And I kind of like take the book and put it back away, and I walk up to Dargo and Maka and look at both of them. Let's keep what happened a secret for now. I don't want anyone else thinking I'm loony or anything.
Who would think that? During this process, Adalre, you and Genevieve arrive at where they're holding Bastion Alsatian, and the guards are kind of like outside the perimeter of that area that he's in. When you walk up, they kind of like stand their guard. Yes, ma'am. Can we help you?
We're here to talk with Bastion.
Is that allowed, ma'am?
She kind of holds out the crest that Zoter gave her.
Oh, right away. And he kind of like ushers you to the door. Would you like to go in alone?
No, this woman's to come with me.
Understood. And they kind of like open the door and like stand back so you two can enter.
I'll call for you when we're done, she says as she walks in.
Okay, you and Genevieve arrive into the room. They close the door shut behind you. As you walk around, make a perception check.
That is a 8.
14. Takes a bit, but you check the upstairs, you check the loft, you check the downstairs, you check the main rooms. Cannot find this Bastion anywhere.
Bastion, where are you? Are you here?
No answer.
She calls out. She looks to Genevieve.
She's
well,
like,
it seems your brother's not here.
Flipping over a cushion and looking underneath. No, he is not.
What good were you trying to achieve looking under a cushion?
Oh, my dear. If my brother was here, I would have already known the moment we walked into the place.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm so glad that you didn't inform me when we walked in.
I do quite like princesses, roughing it as they are.
Hmm. What's our next move then?
I could probably attempt to scry on him, though my brother's very tricky. If he doesn't want to be found, he might just send us on a wild goose chase.
Wonderful. Well, do what you want. Looks like I'm going to be heading to the library. If you find him, let me know.
Will do. Although, now that it's just us girls,
I don't have time for this.
we need to talk.
And we've been talking. But now I need to go and do some research.
Should you find a way into the Feywild, you must bring me along.
And why would I do that? I still don't trust you.
My dear, I have no other cards to show. What's a matter of trust? Is it someone working with you or against you?
I guess that's for you to find out now, isn't it?
Very well.
If you'll excuse me. And she heads to the door. Let me out, please.
The door opens. Make a perception check with advantage.
$21.
Okay. As you pound on the door, you realize the door opens not from being latched, but just from your hand hitting into it, and it kind of creaks open. And you watch as the dozen-some guards are all laid there, dead.
Well, things just got more interesting.
What do you mean?
Do I see anything else?
Nope, they're all fairly quick kills from your knowledge of like battlefield wounds and things of that nature. They're either at the throat, at like major artery, at the heart, those types of
clean kills. Is your brother capable of this? She kind of like motions to the scene in front of her.
Genevieve comes and sees the scene. Yes, it would appear so. And she like waves her hand, and you watch as all of these soldiers like stand up from their positions. Some like missing their torso, like a hole in their torso. Others...
Now, obviously, Adare's composed, but she's full on like disgusted. Like, leave the dead alone. Leave the dead where they lie.
She walks up to one that still has their throat intact. Did my brother do this to you? And you watch as it like snaps grotesquely into place. Yes, mistress. I believe you have your answer. And they all just like drop back down.
Wonderful. Well, I wish you luck finding him. I don't think he wants to be found.
I do not think either. Good luck at the library.
She just shrugs and walks away.
What are the rest of y'all doing?
Doctor's just gonna
Fang,
go back
make
inside.
a Constitution save at disadvantage.
Yeah, we're just I'm gonna go back inside.
No, yeah, we'll roll disadvantage. Debating on burning one of the soul tokens. I don't know what good a soul token of the one of those little spiders is gonna do me, but I do still have the soul token of the fucking Minotaur. I think it was.
Yes.
Big beefy douchebag. I didn't want to stay down. Constitution, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's an 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 and a 7. I am mad.
Oh no. The drinks are coming and they're starting to hit, relatively hard there. As you sat there at the table, the barmaid kind of like comes back up. Do you still want another? Sir? Mister?
No. Actually, you look pointing at Acris.
You're like pointing at him, and he's like over here.
Well, like I'm not quite getting on. You want one?
I'm good, I'm afraid.
All right.
Are you all right?
No. I haven't been all right in years. That was before I died.
You all are an interesting bunch.
Yeah. That is not lost on me. I saw people earlier.
People do travel around.
No. When I was in the Fae, they shouldn't have been. There were people previously killed, or people that were killed because of the things I did, and there were so many. So many. Did it all for king and country, as the old saying went. Now the king is dead and the country wants me there with him.
He used you for your services and then discarded you like yesterday's trash.
No.
Worse?
He didn't. He was kind. He didn't.
Then who?
Fucking just piece of garbage. Just Davik. Like, as he says the words, like he just spits. That fucking shithead. Always so. What's the term? They like head up his own ass.
The pompous.
Just yes, God, he was just the fucking worst.
So kill him and be done with it.
Well, he's kind of running the country now. He's kind of one of the people I want to murder. Unfortunately, that wasn't what my job was. King's final order for me wasn't to murder that son of a bitch as much as I wish it was. It was to protect Hope.
That's
And
a
not
very
the
broad
not the
statement to protect.
no, not the symbolic hope. His who was that? Not the symbolic hope. His adopted daughter, the High Elf. I'm not sure how familiar you were. She adopted daughter, elf named Hope. I was charged with getting her out of the castle and kind of into a safe house. Well, we managed to slip out of the castle just fine. The disguise work, quick feet, and we were on a ship. That ship went down due to a dragon. Because mind flayers and dragon slayers, oh my. And then we make it out of that shithole and we get Hope back and we start making our way again. But before we can, the Warforged tries to blow up on us. A fucking demon shows up and drags us off to purgatory. Nothing went to plan. Nothing about that was shook out how it was supposed to. Not even remotely. Have you ever had a moment where you were severely outclassed?
Nothing comes to mind, but I can assure you I know the feeling.
He laughs. I miss having the bravado. I miss that. You will get there someday, I'm sure. I stood looking at my failure. The woman I was protecting killed and transformed into some being of, I don't even know, death, destruction, general hate. And I could do nothing but stand and look upon my shame. And then die. Seems death didn't take.
Well, it would seem that you still have work that is yet to be done.
It's always the way. There's always one more job. There's always one more mission. There's always one more. It's never going to stop. As soon as this war's done, there'll be another. Hell, once we take down the fucking Darvik, this shit show, there's dragons and mind flayers and the Feywilds, and it's just so much. It's so beyond what I signed up for.
What did you sign up for, Fang?
Spy master. I deal in secrets and deception.
Have you given
We're
it a
fighting.
title?
I think I lost. It was stripped from me when I was charged with treason. Our titles hardly seems worth fighting for anymore. And your own kingdom wants you dead. It seems every time I turn around, some being from another plane or dimension simply wants to steamroll over us and take over as well. It's not a spider, it's a dragon or a shadow or a tabaxi.
Tabaxi.
He's an asshole, but if his abilities are half as good as his aspirations, he's going to be a problem for somebody someday. Can I tell you something, Actress, if I may be so bold?
Sure.
Don't devote your life to the job. Find a wife, husband, whatever. Find happiness in something outside of the blade and the interrogation. It's not worth it in the end.
Forgive me.
He knocks back the rest of his drink and just kind of like leans back.
Forgive me, Fang, but I don't think people in our line of work deserve happiness.
Can't stop us from trying. Who knows? Maybe the nice barmaid in a bar to settle down with. But what do I know? I'm just a nasty lizard. He goes to stand up.
Oh gosh, make a.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm rolling. I'm already rolling with disadvantage. On the dice is a 15, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want dexterity, constitution, or what, but
okay. No, you make it up without much.
The tail is being very much used here. He's like holding on to the chair as he kind of stands up, and he's like, "Barkeep, is my room still upstairs?"
Yes.
Do I?
You just walk to it. It recognizes you. Magic.
Oh, thank the gods. You here? He kind of tosses the silver at him, just for being you, and then starts walking.
Around that time, Artist, Dargo, Maka, you all make it in as you see a very drunk Fang making his way up to his room.
I wish so much that I would have been able to see that.
Nope. Look, that kind sentimental moment would have turned very violent for you very fast.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna go to a table where he's not. Yeah, I just walked back to the table where Akris is at.
Okay.
Dargo walks to that table as well and sits down.
I look at Akris. Is Fang all right?
Not sure. He should be fine.
Did any of that hit Akris at all? You just shrug all that shit off.
I'll give you one last perception check as you're walking up the stairs.
Regular or disadvantage?
Regular.
That's a nat 20 for a 25, I believe.
Nice.
Very perceptive drunk. Like.
Akris, not so much. But as you pass Hope, she kind of, Mei Lee, she kind of looks at you as you're.
Bro, I was about to be like, the fuck when I blacked out. When did she walk in the bar?
But she doesn't say anything. She just lets you go upstairs.
I would have been very surprised if she did.
I take it you all have been through a lot as of late.
Artist does like the Vietnam flashback thing, like just
all of season 1, all the way up till now. Just fuck.
Just kind of like in like Yeah, you can say that. And I order some dinner
Okay.
from the barkeep.
Well, I'm not gonna pretend like I understand what you all have gone through. Hate it when people say that they do. Just know you have me as an ally. I will do my best to ensure no other misfortunes happen, if at all possible.
I look up or look at Akris. You're a very good person, Akris. And I want to do an insight check.
Actually, I'm not. Go ahead.
16?
Sincere, also rogue. So take that as you will.
Got it.
Well,
What did you and Fang, or what did you guys talk about while we were gone? Is there a plan or anything?
we didn't really talk strategy. More a bit of thieves' cant from one rogue to the other. But after you all had a good rest, we can try and figure out our next move in the morning.
It's a good idea. And then artist just kind of like props his elbow up, just sits there.
Your food arrives soon enough. As it does, Akris kind of gets up. I will leave you all to your meal. Miss Maka, Dargo, Artis. Try not to stay up too late.
Just raise a hand. Good night. So Maka, Dargo, what do you guys think of all that's going on? What do you think we should do?
Dargo thinks a bit, as he's also fumbling inside his coin purse and removes 200 platinum. Slides it over to Artis. Well, I think we should focus on the Triperian army. Also, that is from Zoltaire for your help with his bachelors.
You are a better man than me.
Oh, thank you, Dargo. Take it and just slide it into my money purse.
You got a little man purse.
My purse.
My purse. Put it in my purse.
Speaking of Zoltaire's favors, how did you guys fare at Vermont?
It was a little rough at the start, but we got everything accomplished, more or less.
Where's the artifact?
It is somewhere. Not exactly sure where though.
Essentially from how you left it, Orgy exchanged get crazy coffee out of there, and like you could do whatever you want with the chick. So
Wasn't the chick the artifact?
no, she was supposed to
No.
be in possession of her, or like protecting it.
And we just Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where the artifact is. We rescued the person protecting the artifact, but we but we quickly left because this satyr called Mirror came to track us down for Calamar. And we ended up leaving it behind in relative safety, but we don't know what's going on with it.
So is Orgy still with Calamar then?
Yes. I came ahead to try and see what was going on and to kind of help out, but doesn't seem like you needed my help too much, seeing as the fort is safe and you guys are here.
No easy tasks, mind you, but yes, we made it through. What happened to Owen? You never mentioned him.
OM.
Or is he back to Mio?
You know, we went our separate ways from OM. Like I said, when Mirror came to grab us, it was just me and Orgy. OM and Coffee and the others stayed behind at Vermont.
Wait, Coffee was with you at Vermont?
Yes, you didn't know that.
She was with us at Fort Demons Creek.
But was she with you the whole time?
Once we arrived at Fort Demons Creek, she appeared there, fought. She almost died. We were able to save her. Of course, Fang almost died as well. He seems to have some sort of habit with that. And yeah, and then as we saved Bastion, she disappeared.
I like gripped the table extremely hard and look at Dargo. She did the same thing at Vermont, but she towards the end, after we rescued the artifact, she went crazy and tried to kill us. She called herself where's the name?
Blood Wolf Queen?
Yeah, but she actually used her name. Yeah.
Oh.
She called herself the Blood Wolf Queen because instead of Coffee, because I remember she used her actual name and then said Blood Wolf Queen. Coffee's, and I lean like pretty close to Dargo, and I think Coffee's the Blood Wolf Queen. She called herself that when she went crazy and turned who'd she turn into a wolf?
Sulk.
She turned Sulk into a wolf and had him fight for her. And like Artis's eyes are like wide as he's like recollecting this at like record speed, just like it's all hitting him like a
delayed.
Yeah, it's just like a train, like choo choo.
The
Here's
light
your
finally
memories.
clicked on. You're like, oh no, this is way worse.
Dargo is just pondering. I thought Guinevere said the Blood Wolf King was Vladimir's wife. She knew, as far as I'm aware, Vladimir was in Bastion.
Oh, this double innuendo. I love it.
There's a lot we don't know.
And the only ones that would know aren't in the room right now.
Artist looks at Dargo. Dargo, I think we should keep this between us for now until the morning. Or we could tell everyone who's awake now to spread the information, but we risk being overheard.
I think this should stay between the three of us. We don't fully know all the info, everything is a little disconcerting. That coffee seems to have turned.
And then Artist kind of looks over at Mako. What do you think?
You're muted.
Oh no, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh no. Baka, you're muted. There we
That's
go.
like the longest I've talked.
And it was muted. No.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So, I know not what to do. I left this place because I didn't want to be a bookbinder, but this is all a bit much. Whatever you decide, myself and Aruko are with you.
I think Dargo's right. I think we should keep it between all this information between the three of us for now and reconvene in the morning with everyone.
Someone keeps
Get a
secretly
bigger
casting
picture.
silence on Maka.
With that as the plan, I think I'm going to turn in for the night.
And as you're doing that, Adalray, as you arrive at the library, you don't see any guards outside. You don't see anyone, but you do see a trail of footprints. And the only reason you see them is because blood is what made them. And as you enter into this very large, elvish-like library, you see Bastion Alsatian like bleeding, and there's a blue tiefling woman holding him in her arms, and she looks at you. We need to heal her.
What happened?
He's injured. And you can see visibly there's many scratches and bruises and cuts and everything on his person.
No guards in the library, right? No, none whatsoever. Great. Let's see. I will cast Cure Wounds on Bastion.
Okay.
4th level. And he gets 27 points of healing.
Okay. As you do that, he kind of like stirs where he's at. Where am I?
Mr. Bastion, what are you doing out of your cell?
I am not certain. Who are you? And he kind of like looks up at this woman. He was just here when I arrived.
And you are? She looks to the tiefling woman.
My name is Falamir. I was at Bermon earlier, the church. There's a darkness coming.
A darkness, you say? What do you mean?
At the church, there was a high elf wizard, a tabaxi, and a wood elf woman, as well as another tabaxi, but the wood elf woman turned that one into a wolf. It's very complicated. None of them were the real threat, however. It was the man. That human man. He did something.
You don't know his name?
They called him Oem.
And what did this man do?
I had an artifact, and he took it.
What was this artifact?
It's one that allows plane shifting.
Does this particular artifact have a name?
Not that I know of. I was simply tasked with protecting it, and I failed.
What does this item look like?
It's small, round, kind of a gem.
All right. Do you know where this Oem ran off to?
No. As he got the item, he plane shifted, and I ended up here. I don't know where he ended up at.
Can I roll insight to see if she's bullshitting me?
Sure.
24 for insight.
Okay. She doesn't know, like, all the pieces of the story, but she's putting together what her best perspective is of it.
Okay, so she genuinely seems confused.
Yes.
Okay. Adare looks to Vladimir. Would you know anything about this?
The artifact. Yes. The person. Also, yes.
Would you care to fill me in then?
Preferably over a glass of wine, but if none can be summoned.
That would be preferable as well. However, what I also would like to know is, why are you out of your containment? And were you the one, well, I'm assuming you were the one who attacked the guards in front of your room.
I did what?
Can I do insight on him?
Yep.
19.
He seems perplexed.
So he also doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Wonderful. How interesting. Now, your sister wanted to speak with you.
My sister?
So I brought her to your chambers. We didn't see you there.
Here?
Let me finish before you interrupt me.
She's here.
Yes, she's here.
Where is she?
Last I checked, in your cell.
You left her unattended?
She gave me no reason not to.
And he, like, grimaces as he tries to get up.
Would you care to explain what's going on?
Genevieve Riviere cannot be trusted at any cost. She is
Care
here.
to explain?
I've made many artifacts in my time. But one small child's like, ah!
I'm sorry.
But one, I believe, is more powerful than all of them. And it's currently on your person.
I kind of figured. So you have no idea what happened to the guards in front of your chambers because she rose them from the dead and they said that you were the one who killed them.
She rose them from the dead?
Yes.
As I said, my sister cannot be trusted.
Well, quite frankly, I don't know who to trust at this point.
You would think someone around here would have zone of truth. Anyways, he like grummages and like manages to get on his feet. It appears we have work to do.
We?
Yes, we.
Look, I have my own things to do currently. There's some research that I need to look into.
About?
You are more than welcome to accompany me to look for some information, as she kind of like gestures to the library. But
What
there's
type
some
of
things I need to look up as well. Well, more or less about Queen Midna.
How do you know that name?
I have my sources. You know of her.
Yes.
Because she's currently in the Feywilds, and she's taken it over.
I believe, my dear, we are going to need that wine. And he looks at you. And you're familiar with, like, royal upbringings and how people look at each other. And there's just, like, that. Things are about to get fucked up a lot quicker than we think look that he gives you. And that is where we're going to end it.
Good
Fuck, I'm gonna need wine.
Almost
Good
4 hours. This is
Lord.
like season 1 episode, the first couple, when we were doing like 4-hour episodes.
Well, yeah, if we'd started this at the normal time, I'd be cool with it. But you want to fucking start at the late as shit.
It's great.
Two of us over here are on another goddamn continent about ready to fall asleep.
Three of y'all.
Three of us on another continent. I wasn't even. Look, Dargo technically works overnight, so he's on a whole other shit. All right, I was talking about the two that were not. The one of whom who is in bed, and my ass that is like, focus.
Don't fall asleep. I must make it. Even
That
though
was,
Fang is asleep.
I gotta make it because as soon as I start dozing, somebody's gonna start fucking with Fang, and I gotta wake up and react, and I'm just gonna react by stabbing.
I thought the speech was amazing, Paul.
I appreciate
That
that.
was really good.
I was like, what would drunken Fang say in this moment? That he would be like very unnaturally like just humanized, like just drunken ramblings of like no guard up, just bullshit. Like, man, this just fucking I hate everything about this. Like,
that's gonna be a trip for Artist next session when, or if he ever finds out that Oam has the artifact. Like, Oam, we need you to protect the protector of the artifact because we need to leave. And he's just like, all right, cool, backstab.
It's great. It's fine.
oh goodness.
It's only gonna get worse. Before it
I was
gets
going to
better.
say, heaven forbid it get better.
More Dargo and Maka. They're the only two like sane ones throughout this whole thing. You got Artis like tripping out. You got Fang with PTSD. You got Adalray trying to like put all this shit together. Like Maka and Dargo are just like the two spirit animals that you have to cling to through this whole campaign.
They're like the two normal kids in like some crazy cartoon where everyone else has like superpowers and stuff, and they're just like,
I walk on the ceiling and my best friend is an elk.
How am I the normal one?
How am I the
That's what I was
normal?
thinking,
Why is
like,
this the norm? How have we gone so far in the weird direction? Oh my goodness. But yes, thank you everybody. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the resubs. Thank you for all the chitter chatter in the chit chat. We will pick this up in 2 weeks where we see what other shenanigans you all can get yourselves into and hopefully not die. But I always have to put that like clause at the bottom because you know it could happen. You never know. I mean Fang's
Adalray
talking
almost
about
died.
like all the times
Goddamn
he's almost and or
50.
have died. Like
Fucking 50 damage on a goddamn failed wisdom save. Like,
it's
fuck,
great.
yo.
Oh, also bonus. Everyone is now level 11, so enjoy that. And Adalray's like in 2 episodes to get level 11, no big deal. Everyone else is just like crawling their way to it. Also, I was gonna say something else. You got to level 11. I forgot it. But if I remember, I'll send y'all a message. But overall, good episode. We'll do this in 2 weeks. Yeah. Also, 2 weeks from now, are we going to be on the network channel? We are. We're going to be airing on Dungeon Mechanics. It's going to be great. So you won't catch us here. Catch us at Dungeon Mechanics because that's where we're going to be. But if for some reason you come here, I should be, what's the thing where you like stream somebody else's channel? Host! I should be hosting. So come back, enjoy us. See ya. Bye. Have a nice time. Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Level 11. I feel like I need to tell y'all something else.
Night.
Bye.